Welcome to this video. I would like to tell you something about how to prepare yourself for the CCIEW or CCIE Wireless Lab. First of all, you have to pass your written exam before you can schedule a lab exam. If you study for the written exam, please read all the recommendation books that Cisco recommend. And where can you find those books? Well, here on my blog page you see a reading list. Just click it. And now you see the lab exam reading list. There are some books, try to read them, but the most important things are the design guides like the enterprise mobility and the WLC configuration guide. And all those guides, you have to download them and read and read and read them over and over and over again. Okay, but the lab is real configuration. So how to start? First of all, you have to gather some equipment. You can buy them on eBay. Maybe your company has a deal with Cisco that they can do the not for real sale kit. Or for instance, you can ask Cisco and ask them if you can borrow some equipment. When you have some equipment, a WLC, some controllers, a server for your WCS and AD, you can create your own topology. Try not to recreate the same topology as a lab, but try to be inventive and create your own topology. Okay, now you have some equipment, but what do you have to configure? Well, again, we go to the Cisco site, and here you see some the blueprint of the lab. You can see the extra preparation checklist. Of course, we have to log in. Just a second. Okay, I'm logged in, and here you see a more detail than the blueprint what you must know. And for instance, about CDP, try to know everything that's possible can be asked at a lab. So what is a good guidance to practice your lab? Well, as you can see here, I gathered some links to the tech notes, and the tech notes are really very important. For instance, here you have the tech notes of the 1240 AP, and for instance you can go to the basic wireless LAN connection. And what they do in the tech notes, first they do an introduction, the prerequisites, the components used, the network diagram, and how to configure something. And it's really step by step. And after the configuration, there's always a troubleshooting instance. So this is an easy way to practice a lot of things that can't be asked during the lab. If you gather all the tech notes, it's about 314 different tech notes. Some of them you must read, the other you have to practice. What you can do is go back to where all the tech notes are. Just select them, copy them into an Excel sheet or a Word document, and then you have one big document with all the links to all the tech notes that you can configure. And if you configured something and you're really sure that you know the things, you can check it as marked. What I did for personal study reasons was creating a blog, and as you can see there are a lot of posts, and not everything is correct. If you have a look at the first post I did, It was something about the AP and not joining or joining the WLC. It's just a small piece of text just for myself to make sure I know I understand this part of configuration I did. One other very important thing is when you have your own equipment and you have your topology, of course create a network diagram with all the IPs. When you set up the lab, make sure you have a configuration with just basic IP things saved in your flash, so that you always can return to the initial configuration of your topology. Of course there are a lot of workbooks that you can buy and study from, but well, I never did any boot camp, or I didn't do any workbook. I just use the tech notes and just read the design guides, configuration guides, and then it's also possible to pass for the lab. Thank you for listening.